You know, after voting for the bill, various people came with various political parties. They came with a strategy on how they are going to counter their their trusted lieutenant, and therefore, different political parties they came up with different strategies on how they are going to counter everything. You know, so to be brief, I'll try to figure out to you how many people who are in the north side, and specifically for those who didn't vote for the bill. Especially, there were some of the disciplinary actions that were taken by the Azimio coalition, basically in order for them to recount on what they did. Basically, here I have a list of 24 MPs who didn't, those who didn't turn up for the event, for the voting for the, who didn't vote for the bill, and also within the 24, there are those who did not neither come for attend that session or whatsoever the case. But out of 24 MPs, ODM decided that, you know what, we are going to issue a disciplinary action to them, especially to those who did not vote, and not those who voted for yes, like the likes of Esther Pasaris, who voted for this town country called Nairobi. We voted for yes, and people like Ado Mohammed for MP for Yajir North also voted for yes. Elisha Odhiambo MP for Game constituency also voted for yes, and Caroline Omondi, the Super South MP, also voted for yes. Basically, here I have a list of those who were issued, you know, at least a disciplinary note was issued to all of them, but only a few decided to reply. Among those who decided to reply, the text includes John Buddy, nominated MP, who is also the chairman for budget for Public Accounts Committee in the National Assembly, and we have Gideon Ochanda MP also replied, because he said basically that Speaker Moses Wetangula refused to listen to them, so he decided to walk out. We have people like Peter Salasia, MP Mumias East, Oscar Nabulindo, Millie Odhiambo, Polo Obuon, that is the Ronke MP, George Alaba, the Madakadara MP, and we have Johnson Naika, we have Christopher Sekamirade, Tindi Mwale, and lastly we have Samuel Parashina Sakimba, the Kajiado South MP. So those are amongst out of the 24, only 11 MPs decided to respond to that letter that was written by ODM House, Chungo House, to addressing to them so as to explain to them why they didn't either turn up for the voting process or whatever. But here, according to my views, I can conclude that this was just a strategy for Kenya strategy by Kenya Kwanza government, so that they can ensure that that bill gets them a simple majority. But here I have a list of those MPs, 13 MPs who decided that they are not going to respond for that whole event. And these names are very interesting ones. So I have 13 names, which I'm going to outline to them one by one and try to explain to you the reason as to why all these are happening. They decided not to respond to the letter that was addressed to them up to the time that I'm talking right now. To begin with is none other than Gideon Ochanda. Honorable Gideon Ochanda is a member MP for Bondo constituency. Bondo constituency, it is where RAILA Odinga hails from, and that is his area village. That is his village MP. So so-called Gideon Ochanda of all the people. You know, this is just a strategy by Kenya Kwanza. You know, even when William Ruto was trying to fight Uhuru, he used Moses Kuria. Moses Kuria by then was a member of parliament for Gatundu South constituency. And Gatundu South constituency, was, for those who recall the politics of Mount Kenya, Uhuru was also once a member of parliament for that constituency before this issue of if you are a minister, you just hold on your position, you don't become also the MP for the area you are representing from. So Gideon Ochanda didn't attend to the parliament, and he's among those MPs who joined Ruto in the recent past. And in the last when the voting was being conducted also, he didn't appear. And the second person who is very interesting also is Bondo constituency. Is from is amongst the six or five constituencies that comprises of Siaya County. And the second member of parliament, this is none other than RAILA member of parliament, Ochanda Molo is among the senior counsel, is the most trusted lieutenant for Raila Molo Odinga. He has represented as Mio NASA Code Coalition, that is 2013, 2017, 2022 respectively, when the matter was taken to the court. And here, briefly, I don't understand why he decided, cameras for the parliament, they spotted Tenda Molo moving out of the parliament. Immediately the voting procedure started, and we don't know why. Basically, I don't know why he decided to move out. Because what I think is that the solution of that whole process is not by you deciding to move out. It is better you sit down, then you argue with you propagate your agenda through the parliament. But by Ochanda Amolo moving outside, I don't know. So Ochanda Amolo has not also responded to that letter which was issued to him, and Gideon Ochanda. Those are two. The third one is Joseph Oyula. Joseph Oyula is a member of parliament for where? Butula constituency. Butula constituency is one of the five constituencies that comprises of Busia County, and he's also amongst those few MPs who decamped to Kenya Kwanza to work with the government, but they have not defected it officially from ODM to UDA. Bearing in mind that Busia is one of the strongest stronghold for Azimio, Raila Odinga. So I don't know, but that is it. The fourth one is none other than John Ariko Naimoit. That is a Turkana South Member of Parliament, one of the North Rift MP who are advocating advocating against the finance bill. And I don't know why he decided not to turn up for the event, neither to respond to the letter that was addressed to him by Raila Amolo Odinga through ODM Secretariat. The fifth one is Paul Naboin, that is Turkana's North MP. Also, he decided that, I'm not going to take part in this discussion, and neither will I not be found replying to this letter of yours. However, we have people like Said Buya, and this is Kalole MP. Also, he has not responded to that letter. Titus Hamala, that is a Lorambi member of Parliament. And this MP is the MP who hosted William Ruto just the last weekend to the voting day. So he convened some Anglican church members for a fundraising, and Ruto attended that event, and any other MP who attended that event, either he didn't attend the voting for the finance bill, or he failed to respond. He failed to respond to the letter that was addressed to him. Also, remember that Titus Hamala is one of the MPs who defected to ODM just a few months to general election, and he openly said that I'm going to vote for yes. So that is it. So the ninth one, we have Wilberforce Oundo. Wilberforce Oundo is a member of parliament for Funyula constituency. Funyula constituency is a well-known constituency when we talk about politics of Busia County. Funyula constituency, it is where the current governor Paul comes from, and he was a former member of parliament for that area. And by Wilberforce Oundo not responding to Raila's letters that was elected, that was brought to before him, this one simply tells that maybe he has decided to join the governor, because governors, when the president visited Busia County last month, he openly said that, what, I'm going to work with this government, I've been with you, and when you are MP, and right now I am still the governor, and you are the president of the Republic of Kenya. So that is it. Number 10, we have already member of parliament, that is none other than Mark Nyamita. Number 10, that is number 10. Number 11, we have Daniel Mandungu, that is MP for Nyaribari Masaba. He is one of the advocates of the finance bill. So these are just some of the few MPs who defected from ODM to work with the Kenya Kwanza government in order to ensure that we have that simple majority and all that. So he has also not responded to that letter of Raila Amolo Odinga. However, we have people. Second last, we have Felix Odibor for the Otuch. This is Jalango, Jalas Mwenyewe, Jalango, for a member of parliament for Langata constituency. It is perceived that Kipra is the bedroom for Baba, and Langata constituency is a sitting room for Baba. So by the virtue of Raila, Felix Odibor not voting for against the bill, and also the not replying to the text that was brought to him by Baba. This one tells that he has decided that, what, I'm just going to move on. Lastly, we have Mama Masito, Kwale woman representative. Kwale woman representative also has not responded to that letter. However, from the list, you can tell that there is something for smoking. Basically, William Ruto has decided just to focus on those members of parliament who are strong allies with Raila Amolo Odinga, and use them so as to implement what he did for William Ruto. Remember, the same tactic was used by William Ruto when he was campaigning for 2022, and he used key leaders from Mount Kenya, key leaders from Masai Land, key leaders from Mombasa, and he managed. So by William Ruto taking MP, let's say like Ochanda Bondo, not responding to the text for Baba, and Gideon Ochanda, member of parliament for Bondo constituency, this one sends a very strong message to the political scheme that is it's just a development story. We shall just keep an eye, and I think in my next video, okay, this letter were just strategically to confirm that, to respond to them, that if they fail to respond to that letter, it means that they have decided that they are not with them. And for those who replied to that text, like Paul Ngili, Georgia Ladwa, amongst others, it means that they are moving together. So in my next video, I think I shall have to compile similarities and maybe the differences between the way Raila Amolo Odinga is handling the affairs of those who defied his order, no voting order, to his trusted lieutenant, and that of William Ruto. So I don't know what you think, but in the comment section, I think we shall have to agree, and we shall have to share on what you think. If it doesn't have an